In the middle of the 4th century AD, a nation from Asia to Europe, and thus triggered a domino effect in the migration of peoples. This nation was the Hun people. As the Huns advanced further and further west, the peoples living there were forced to return to their old habitat, to leave and move to new territory. The Great Migration of peoples began. In 370 AD, the Germanic tribes, who lived on the northern borders of the Roman Empire, escaped from the Huns by seeking protection, and sought help inside the Roman Empire. But what did this migration look like in detail? What domino effect exactly did this migration cause? At this point, the Roman army has part of its fight strength lost. A large part of the Roman legions existed, made up of non-Roman volunteers and the Roman citizens. They no longer had the desire to serve in the legions, like 200 years ago. This means that the Roman legions consisted mainly of foreign mercenaries. What was their motivation, and to whom did the loyalty of these foreign mercenaries lie? Due to the huge number of Germanic people, who belonged to the borders of the Roman Empire pushed, Rome could no longer hold its borders in the next few years. We will clarify the questions mentioned in this video. Today I'm telling you the story about the end of the Roman Empire. Let's go. The first major defeat that the Roman legions suffered in connection with the migration of peoples occurred on August 9, 378 AD. The Germanic tribe of the Visigoths defeated the Romans in the Battle of Adrianople, now the city of Edirne in Turkey. In this battle the Visigoths, led by General Fritigern, defeated the Roman forces completely destroyed. 20,000 Roman legionaries fell. The emperor of the Roman Empire Flavius Valens also died in the battle. This defeat was the greatest defeat suffered by the Romans since the Teutoburg Forest in 9 AD. In the Battle of Varus, the entire 3 Roman legion with a strength of 18,000 men was completely destroyed. After the death of Emperor Flavius Valens, Flavius Theodosius was proclaimed Emperor of the Roman Empire. After the Battle of Adrianople, the Roman Emperor Theodosius was initially able to reach an agreement with the Visigoths, conclude a peace treaty. The Emperor Theodosius died in 395 AD. Shortly before his death, he had officially divided the Roman Empire into 2 halves. Now there was a Western Rome and an Eastern Rome. Centuries later, the Eastern Roman Empire was renamed the Byzantine Empire. The capital of the Byzantine Empire was Constantinople, become today's Istanbul. After the death of Emperor Theodosius, his elder son Arcadius became emperor of the Eastern Roman Empire. His younger son Honorius reigned as emperor in Western Rome. The capital of the Western Roman Empire was transferred from Rome to Milan. The late Emperor Theodosius was the last ruler of the entire Roman Empire. After the division of the empire, the citizens of Rome never perceived and viewed East and West Rome as 2 independent states. In your imagination, there was always a unified and indivisible Roman Empire, which from now on was ruled by 2 emperors. After the death of Emperor Theodosius, the Visigoths launched a large-scale attack on the western part of the Roman Empire. In 401 AD, under the leadership of the Visigothic king Alaric I, the Visigoths entered the territory of the Western Roman Empire. But this campaign initially led to a defeat for the Visigoths. The Visigoths were defeated in several battles by the Roman military master Flavius Stilicho. In 408 AD, Flavius Stilicho was accused of treason against the Western Roman Emperor Honorius and then executed. The Visigoths have learned of the death of General Flavius Stilicho, and immediately marched with several armies towards the city of Rome. In 408 and 409 AD, Alaric's troops laid siege to the eternal city of Rome. But the Romans were able to buy their freedom for a large sum of money. In 410 AD, the Visigoths did not let up, and went on the offensive for the 3rd time, back to the city of Rome. This time the people of Rome refused to pay the Visigoths for the withdrawal. On August 24, 410 AD, for the first time in about 800 years, back in 390 BC, the eternal city of Rome was occupied by non-Roman troops. The sources are too sparse to know exactly how this event happened. According to one legend, a betrayal happened. According to another legend, UrhG used a special cunning. He gave the Romans 300 of his strongest warriors, and gave them to Rome as slaves. According to the Trojan horse principle, these 300 warriors overran the guards and opened the gates of Rome to the Visigoths. However, we don't know exactly how this takeover of Rome happened. The Visigoths sacked the eternal city of Rome and devastated many houses. The Romans called the Visigoths barbarians, but the barbarism of the Visigoths, the looting, was limited. UrhG explicitly forbade his troops from looting the churches in Rome. He is even said to have said, "I am at war with the Romans, but not with God." 2 days after, the Visigoths invaded Rome on August 26, 410 AD. Already withdrawn from Rome. After this plundering, the city of Rome was able to recover relatively quickly. But on the other hand, Western Rome gradually lost one province after another. In 429 AD, the king of the Germanic Vandal tribe Odoacer led the Vandals into North Africa. They first founded a kingdom there. In 439 AD, the Vandals conquered the city of Carthage. The city of Carthage has been in ruins since its end in the Third Punic War, again a serious rival for the Romans. In 451 AD, the Western Roman Empire was destroyed by a massive military blow shock. The Hun people were pushing towards the northeastern borders of the empire. The Huns were led by the legendary King Attila. The Huns initially had the Germanic tribes from the Elbe to the Rhine displaced and penetrated as far as Gaul and what is now France. In June 451 AD, in the Battle of the Catalonian Fields, the Huns were defeated, stopped under the command of the Roman military commander Flavius Aetius. Attila has retreated, but had launched a new attack next year. This time, Attila went to northern Italy. He plundered a large number of Roman cities, including the city of Milan. Thanks to the good troop leadership of Flavius Aetius, the Huns were not came to the city of Rome. Furthermore, at this point, the plague has broken out among Attila's troops. The general Flavius Aetius was celebrated as a hero by all of Rome. According to historical sources, this person truly did a lot for Rome. In 454 AD, Flavius Aetius was killed by Emperor Valentinian for treason. After Flavius Aetius, there will no longer be a Roman who can stop the fall of the Roman Empire more. In 455 AD, the Emperor Valentinian was murdered by followers of Aetius. With Valentinian's death, the attempt to give the Western Empire freedom of action again failed. Now the Western Roman military leaders, Romans, as well as barbarians, took finally the control of the state itself, and some of them developed, gradually transformed from Roman generals into de facto independent territorial rulers. This chaos in the Western Roman Empire was caused by the Vandalian king Gaiseric to take advantage, and launched a major attack on the city of Rome. Panic then spread in Rome. The newly appointed Emperor Petronius Maximus was killed just 3 months he took his reign. West Rome effectively no longer had a lead. On June 2nd of the year 455 AD, after the Vandal king Gaiseric invaded the city of Rome, without much resistance, the Vandals plundered Rome for 2 weeks and left again. An untold amount of gold and enslaved Romans were taken with them. There is little to no source as to how this plunder happened, but tradition shows that the Vandals plundered the churches and destroyed more than the Visigoths. Perhaps this is the reason for the sack of Rome by the Vandals, still so strongly remembered today. This style of looting also gave rise to the current term vandalism. The capture of Rome by the Vandals accelerated the collapse of the Western Roman Empire enormously. Around the year 460 AD, the new Roman emperor only ruled over the province of Italy. The Western Roman Empire finally dissolved in 476 AD. In September 476 AD, Romulus Augustus became the last emperor of Western Rome, overthrown by the Western Roman general Odoacer. The commander Odoacer then crowned himself king of Italy. Odoacer also sent a message to Eastern Rome, and announced the end of the Western Roman Empire. The Eastern Roman Empire was later called the Byzantine Empire. This empire will last another 1,000 years. The Byzantine Empire then fell in 1453 AD, through the conquest of the Ottoman Empire. I hope you enjoyed the video. If yes, please leave a subscription and a thumbs up. See you soon. Your channel History Best.